On a cold December night in 1773, a spark of rebellion ignited in the hearts of the American colonists, setting the stage for a dramatic confrontation with the British Empire. In what would now be known as the Boston Tea Party, a group of defiant colonists challenged the might of an empire by turning the Boston harbor into a floating cauldron of protest. This act was more than a protest. It was a crucial event that would forever change the trajectory of American history. The roots of unrest lay in the oppressive policies of a distant British Parliament, which sought to exert control over the burgeoning American colonies. The imposition of the Tea Act was particularly inflammatory. This act was not merely an economic policy, but a symbol of unwarranted British dominion. It allowed the British East India Company to sell surplus tea directly to American colonies at a reduced price, bypassing local merchants and retaining the tax imposed by the earlier Townshend Acts. This undercut local businesses and infringed upon the colonists' belief in no taxation without representation. The colonists saw it as a direct assault on their autonomy and an attempt to force them into accepting British taxes. As the ships carrying the East India Company's tea docked in Boston Harbor, they became the center of growing tension. Samuel Adams and the Sons of Liberty, a group of patriots dedicated to resisting British overreach, played a central role in organizing resistance. Town meetings overflowed with aggrieved colonists, and fiery speeches by local leaders like Adams fanned the flames of dissent. The air was thick with plots and plans, whispers of resistance echoing in the taverns in the streets of Boston. Governor Thomas Hutchinson, a staunch loyalist, exacerbated the situation by insisting that the tea be unloaded and the tax paid. His obeyance served only to provoke the already incensed colonists further. With each passing day, as the deadline for unloading the tea drew nearer, the resolve of the colonists hardened. They were prepared to take drastic action to defend their rights and liberties. On December 16, 1773, as a cold mist settled over Boston, a group of about 60 colonists disguised themselves as Mohawk Indians. This disguise was more than a subterfuge. It symbolized a rejection of British civil authority and an identification with America itself, wild and untamed. The rebels, led by figures such as Samuel Adams, moved with purpose and determination towards Griffin's Wharf, where the ships lay at anchor. Under the cloak of darkness, they boarded 3 vessels: the Dartmouth, the Eleanor, and the Beaver. The ship's crews could only watch in stunned silence as the Indians swung into action. Methodically and without violence towards any person, they broke open the tea chests and began their work of destruction. Over the course of the next 3 hours, more than 340 chests of valuable tea were heaved into the icy waters of the harbor, a deliberate and striking act of defiance that was both surgical and symbolic. The destruction of the tea was a mesmerizing spectacle. Chest after chest was dumped overboard, each splash a defiant stroke against tyranny. The colonists worked in a grim silence, aware of the gravity of their actions, but resolute in their purpose. The salty air mixed with the scent of tea, creating a heady aroma that lingered over the harbor. As the last chest was emptied, the message was clear. The colonies would not be passive subjects of the British policy. The sun rose over a changed Boston. News of the daring act spread like wildfire, galvanizing other colonies and escalating the tensions between Britain and America. The British response was swift and punitive. The coercive acts, known in America as the Intolerable Acts, were passed to punish Boston and bring the colonies back into line. However, the opposite occurred. The harshness of the British response served to unify the colonies, fostering a spirit of American identity and resistance that would eventually lead to the Revolutionary War. The Boston Tea Party had not just challenged a tax, it had kindled the fire of American independence. The Boston Tea Party remains a powerful symbol of resistance. It was a key moment when American colonists demonstrated their willingness to take dramatic action in defense of their freedoms. This act of defiance set the stage for the revolutionary events that followed and serves as a testament to the power of collective action in the face of oppression. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and don't be afraid to leave any suggestions in the comments.